really great to be here tonight.
Thank you very much.
Very proud that you have chosen the U.S. Commercial Service at the U.S. Consulate General in Sao Paulo to work with you and to promote broadly education in the U.S. community college system. What I didn't know until quite recently was that 46% of American college students get their start in community college. And I could talk about the advantages, but that's your job, yours and Monica's job tonight, to talk about it. But I know from personal experience with friends of mine, they're young students, that they have gotten great starts in your community college system. And I can think of no better place in the world than to study in Silicon Valley. The San Francisco area and Silicon Valley area are so beautiful, and there are so many advantages and opportunities that present themselves from getting your start in the United States right there.
Correct. Yeah. And then in addition to that, being at my own colleges, the students are able to enjoy the OPT, optional practical training. Just for that. But you can cut.
Let's cut here. And then Hi, Jing. Thank you for joining us tonight at
Happy to be
Educação.
here.
Thank you. So please tell us a little bit more about why a student should go to a community college in the U.S.
Absolutely. I'd be very happy to tell you that starting with our own 3 colleges in Silicon Valley, we are ranked number 1 in terms of international student transfer admission rates to UC Berkeley. And I think Johnny alluded to the fact that students studying in Silicon Valley, like our colleges, will be able to enjoy from the optional practical training. So they do the internships for a year. That gives them great experience and also some really nice earnings from doing that. And then studying in our places, as you would know, we're ranked number 1 in terms of public safety. But our colleges are just an example of 1,000 community colleges in the U.S. that are providing very similar education experiences for students. Some of the community colleges like ours are particularly interested in attracting international students and are making the trip here at the invitation of the Education USA, and of course always enjoy working with the U.S. Commercial Services, and then of course to be able to meet and work arm in arm with our partner Monica of the N&M International Agency is something that I am so looking forward to, so I'm here today.
Okay, so you mentioned savings. How much would a student save by going to a community college?
Correct. So I think, Monica, there are 4 things that students benefit, and I think parents will love to hear this too. Number 1 benefit of going to a community college is the savings that they get. I hear a lot of students asking for scholarships, but let me tell you something about going to a community college, which is really very similar to getting the scholarship. When you go to a community college like ours, the 2-year tuition is $15,000 in 2 years. 1 year would be $7,000, obviously. Now, when you go on to a CSU, California State University, then you're paying $15,000 a year. So the total for all 4 years would be $60,000. So you're saving tremendously by about $15,000.
And you are sure that you are getting it, right?
So getting savings is the sure way of getting a scholarship, and so savings are safer than scholarship. In America, there's a saying that a bird in hand is the equivalent of 2 in the bush. So it's good to think about the savings, and I have the chart that I wanted the parents to be able to see it, that what I really mean. But if you take a look at just going to a community college and then going to a CSU, so by coming to us, you're saving $15,000, and that's the same as if you've attended our 2 colleges completely free, and that's a fantastic scholarship. Yeah, so any day I'll tell you that is a great way. And then if you have attended 2 years with us and then you go to a University of California like Berkeley, UCLA, then you end up saving $60,000. it's really the equivalent of attending a California State University for 4 years completely free.
Fantastic. So Jing, you mentioned before that there would be 4 reasons for a student to join a community college.
Yes.
You mentioned the savings. What are the
Yes.
other 3?
Oh, the other 3. Number 2, next to savings would be choice. What I mean by that is, if you apply for universities here directly from Brazil, you are really doing it blindly. You're looking at information online. I know that they will get a lot of resources here at the Education USA office, but you're not the ones that are actually preparing students to transfer to a university. You're not there where a lot of universities will be visiting you. So when the student going into a community college like ours, they're learning university credits for the first 2 years. Then they're meeting with our staff whose job is to introduce them to all the universities in the United States for free. So our job is really to get students into a top university, and then suddenly that your choice of universities really opens up because you're doing it in the United States, you're getting all the resources for free, and then you're able to really apply for all these universities. Some of them you have met with the representatives once, twice, multiple times. Like our students, we have dedicated advisors from UC Berkeley to meet with them on a regular basis. You do not have that in Brazil or anywhere else in the world outside the United States. So the second benefit which is covered is choice. The third one is very important, is transition. Let me tell you something. If I were to study, John and Monica, if I were asked to study as a freshman in USB, best university here,
University of São Paulo,
thank you very
right.
much, but I think that I have a 50-50 chance of not being 50-50 chance of not succeeding studying in USB because I don't quite know about the culture, but I'm thrown into the big university environment. I don't quite speak that language that well, and I don't really know what my way around, and I don't have professors like in a community college in the US whose job is to do a lot of hand-holding, and I don't have small classrooms, because in the United States, 30 students in a classroom is the legally allowed number. Anything above that, you don't have it. But I think Stanford University and UC Berkeley will be the first one to tell you their history class is the size of 600. And our class is 30. Think about that one-on-one relationship you have with the professor at my college versus at other places. This is why, as a rule of thumb, many American universities welcome transfer students because they have gone through that transition. They are far better prepared and far better assimilated into the culture. And as an example, UC Berkeley, when it admits one international student from any place around the world directly as a freshman, they admit almost 5 students as transfer students from California.
So you are saying that a student doing a community college have 5 times more chances
Yes.
of getting to UC Berkeley than as a freshman, right?
So from the video and from the data I've just cited, and you're going to insert that. From the video and the data that I've cited, you can see that less than 8% is the admission rate of going into UC Berkeley for international student freshmen. But it's 24 to 25% of going into UC Berkeley as a transfer student. Now, I'm very happy, Monica and John, to tell you that we're number 1 in terms of international student transfer admission rate to UC Berkeley is because one of my colleges, Skyline College, has a 50% admission rate. And the other college called Cañada College has a 43%. These are top 1 and top 3. Incredibly impressive record. And I think this is why 2 of our Brazilian students, two of our Brazilian students, Diana and Bernardo, have all transferred to UC Berkeley and actually to some of the toughest majors at that university. We're so proud of them, and they're so happy to have studied with us. And I hope that more Brazilian students will follow their route to come to us.
Jing, would it be possible for a community college student to have a job there?
Oh, absolutely. So first of all, international students are absolutely allowed to work on campus. I have 3 international students working in my office, and they are really good students and good workers. They actually learn a great deal. I think that they have matured tremendously by interacting with my staff. And who would not be happy to work in the president or provost office, right?
Wow.
The other thing is that American law allows international students to have 1 year or even longer optional practical training, which is really to do internships in companies after they finish an academic program. For us, that will be the 2 years. So if you think about that, you realize that if you come to our college for 2 years, you get a year of internship. And I have plenty of examples of students working in companies nearby our 3 campuses because we're so lucky, Monica. We're so lucky to have Google, Twitter,
Wow.
due to all the major high-tech companies in the world. Their headquarters are right. I have Netflix very close to my house. You will see the picture of students visiting Netflix, and then the employees greeted them, and they were just beside themselves. And that's so all these happy experiences and important experiences for students to have, so that they will be able to become very marketable once they finish their ultimate transfer degree, which would be a bachelor's degree in the United States. After that, they get another year of internship studies. We also have a program right now, Monica. I think I talked to you earlier. It's in our newsletter. We call it Work and Study in Canada with Silicon Valley Education. What that is American State Department in the United States says once you finish your program completely after your OPT, you should leave the United States. But they can go anywhere, don't necessarily have to go back to their country. So we decided that we would want to give students that 2-year experience to save money, okay? And then we have a year of optional practical training, so they go to Canada. I know for a fact they get 15 more points for their immigration status, which is really important because 15 points are not really easy to get. So that program right now is sort of fairly popular among our Indian students and students from Vietnam.
And probably next Brazilians as well.
And of course, soon will be among Brazilian students.
So what a great opportunity for
Thank you.
international students to take advantage of the location and the opportunities that San Mateo colleges offer. Wonderful.
Absolutely, yes.
Right.
Students are very happy at our 3 colleges. We have a 95% student satisfaction rating, and they're also happy because 95% of our international students have transferred successfully. They always have a university that would accept them. Why? Because we have the largest number of American universities, 140 of them, and more are being added each month that participated in our network of universities offering guaranteed transfer to our international students. We call these universities now College-University Partnerships, CUP. And soon I'll be working with the US government branches and also our partners on the ground to promote a variety of initiatives and interesting ideas from CUP.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Jing.
You're
Thank
welcome,
you.
Monica.
Thank
Very
you.
good. Thank you for the opportunity. And again, John, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. San Mateo College, Silicon Valley, thank you very much. But also the students that are attending all community colleges would be appreciative.
And the future students from Brazil.
Please, yes,
Yes.
we'd love to have them. Students from Brazil add a different aspect to our cultural life. They tend to be very, 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 very open and very exciting about life and great optimistic attitude toward learning. And I know that our students from Asia love to mingle with Brazilian students. They say that they're just so naturally our friends, so we're happy to have them, very happy to have them. We do have Victor Kobe, who studied at Kenyatta College and made movies as a student, and one of the movies was invited to be shown at the Cannes Festival, to be shown at the International Cannes Festival, so we're so proud of him. he transferred to San Jose State University, and I think that that student, if he is able to do his work continuously as he's done studying it with us, he will be going to very, very exciting places. I can assure you that, John.
Fantastic. So again, thank you so much, Jing.
Thank you, Monica, for the opportunity. Enjoyed
Our
meeting
pleasure.
you. Yes, thank
Our
you.
pleasure.
Thank you.
you.